moment was like the catalyst to my whole career. Like if she let me give up, or if I had like gone a different direction, things would be a whole lot different. Not only for me, but for a lot of other people that were around me at the time. We end up writing some songs, sent some music out to this guy in LA named Tommy Rodham. And Tommy's an A&R for a record label called Beluga Heights. Beluga Heights was responsible for our artists at that time that were pretty big. It was like pop music. His brother was a producer named J.R. Rodham. And they had an artist named Sean Kingston. They had Jason Derulo and a few other people on their roster.
Nice.
So I was like trying to write pop records, and they were all terrible songs that I was sending. The first one I sent got them excited was a song called Pretty Girls. But then after that, it was just like a whole bunch of just mediocre, poor attempts at pop music. And then eventually we sent one that they liked again, maybe like a few weeks later. Yeah. And they sent a record back for me to write to. I write to that song, send it back to them. And what's funny is it was a song that I had written, both of these songs actually. Pretty Girls was a song I had written in my truck, because I had no sound system, so I would just be driving around singing. Right. And I was looking for a reason to put like a bunch of girls in a music video. Hell yeah. Like, without it being like, I was like, well, how can I get away with this without like seeming like I'm trying to get away with it? So if I write a song about pretty girls and just showcase the beauty.
Pretty girls.
It doesn't even have to be crazy.
I love it.
And so I wrote Pretty Girls because of that. And then I wrote another song because I had no sound system and I was frustrated, and I was trying to write like an arena rock song. Okay. I think I might have been watching like Metallica videos or something like that, and was like, nice. I'm going to make this record that's going to be like an epic song that can play at football games. Yeah. And it was like, I came to win, to fight, to conquer. And that was like my idea of it.
Love it.
So they sent us this beat, and it's not anywhere near an arena rock song at all. Yeah. But the song I'd written worked to it, and so I sent it off, or we recorded it, sent it off to them. 3 months later, we get a phone call, and this is after like we had actually got to take trips to LA and meet them and hang out.
Nice. Yeah.
Talked about possibly doing a publishing deal because they liked that we were writing music consistently, and they liked our work ethic and stuff. And they were interested in possibly doing something with me as an artist, and maybe even giving me that Pretty Girl song to keep as my own record. Nice. So we do that. We get back. They call us and they're like, hey, don't tell anybody yet. This is the phone call I was talking about when I said the phone call. He said, don't tell anybody yet because we don't know for sure. But we think one of the songs you wrote might have gotten picked up by Nicki Minaj. Whoa. And we think that Rihanna is singing the chorus. Whoa. And I'm like, oh.
That's it. I'd be losing my mind.
Yeah. I raced home. Yeah. With no music playing.
Yeah.
And I ran into my room in my parents' house. Right. And I had a computer, and I had this like flat screen monitor that I wanted to mount on the wall. Yeah. So I used a zip tie and fastened it to the back of it, and then drilled some screws and another zip tie into the wall and like tied them together. Right. And so I had my monitor on the wall just hanging down. Right. Like that's where I I just want people to know like that's where my life was.
That's where it was.
That's where it was. This is and I was excited about that. Like,
that's epic.
It's on the screen in front of me. I didn't even have a desk. It was just a bed, another bed, and my computer and the keyboard on top of the computer, and then this wall-mounted zip-tied screen. And I go on this very small service area for my mouse because my computer, my PC was the desk, so I have this much space to go and figure out if Nicki Minaj's track list is out. And sure enough, this is her first album. She was on fire at that time. Mm-hmm. And I found it, and number 5 was a song called Fly. And I was like, is that the song?
Is that it?
Is that it? I was like, but mine was called To Fly, but I guess that's could be the same thing. Yeah. No, that couldn't be it. Do more research. I find an interview of Rihanna talking. She was, I don't know where it was. I would like to find that because that was a really like big moment for me. Yeah. And she talked. They're asking her like what she's been working on, and she talked about doing a record with Nicki. Yeah. And they're like, wow, do you know what your favorite song on the project is, or your favorite something? And I don't know what it was. And she was like, yeah, I think this song is called Fly or To Fly or something like that. And so I'm just like, my mind is like, it's forcing me to believe that this could happen because I couldn't like get it through my head that this could really happen to me. Like the odds of it and the timing, all those kinds of things. Like, and for me, things had never really happened before. Yeah. I'd been through a lot. I have to explain this because it seems like, yeah, you were just working. I had been through. If there was a boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
When it came to music, that I was that guy. It was always like, this Jay-Z's gonna come do a song with us,
right?
And like, oh, okay,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
right.
Because so many times it had been, this was my shot, this was my moment, this was my chance, this was my time, right? And then I'm back at home, or I'm back at square one, and I'm starting over again. And a big part of that was because I didn't have the blueprint for success. I just knew I was waiting for somebody to put me on, or I was waiting to get discovered. And I hadn't quite discovered myself, which was a big important lesson.
It's everything, man. Yeah.
So that was the time where like, it started to kind of like hit me like this could work. I still didn't really believe everything.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't heard the song,
right.
Which is crazy that like all that stuff was in my face and I still couldn't like accept it.
Right.
Because I couldn't, just the way I felt about myself and my life so far, like things I didn't know that I had a great life. I thought everything was against me, and I thought things were kind of set up for me to fail.
Right.
Just my mindset at that time, and I wasn't someone that people were betting on. I was just like there, and it was like totally. So for mind you, remember I was working at the studio as an engineer. I wasn't there as an artist.
Yep.
It wasn't like this is the guy that's gonna lead us into the music industry, and we're gonna sell millions of records and get Grammy. It was just like, oh, that's Will. He engineers. If you need a session, he'll record you.
He's in the background.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I was in the background, and then whenever I leave, I'd be in that studio singing my heart out and performing, looking at the Tacoma Dome like one day, and I had like show tracks and performance tracks with no shows. I was just like performing and practicing for that moment.
Absolutely.
So it was that, but. To answer your question, that was around the time when I was like, okay, I can do this full time. We ended up getting a publishing deal a little bit after that. The album came out. We signed with Universal Music Publishing. I think it was November, and I started getting paid like a monthly amount to write songs and do music full time. And that was like that was when like people started to kind of believe like, oh wow, okay, I always knew you could do it. That's crazy. Yeah, I always believed. For the last 5 minutes since I found out that you got signed.